The launch we had at the Rubin Center, like I said, it was an event that the Wangu Kanja Foundation were having anyway, and they allowed us to basically use it as the launch. And you had a classroom seating set up, like a classroom, yeah, with maybe 60 people in there, maybe more. Very hot, crowded room in the Rubin Center. And Jean-Louis walks in, and in his usual fashion, well, we better make this a circle. So we make it a big circle. And he started standing in the middle of the circle, telling the story of, is it Kasure, the first story in the book, the bank robber who held coffee nights after he had realized he had strengths and became a real asset to his community. And he told this story, and he really had this group hanging off every word. And we didn't have a lot of time. We only had half a day, including SALT visits in the local community. But in that very short amount of time, he managed to really, and I guess plant that seed through just a few interactive exercises and some big strategic questions that were asked to stimulate people to think differently about their strengths. Because of course, this group are probably often thinking about the fact that they have so many needs. Most of them were community health workers. They visit surrounding community members who have a lot of challenges. So they see a lot of problems. And this was really about saying, let's look at the strengths we have in the room. And we actually did like an audit of the strengths in the room through a very quick exercise where people told a story of change, and we looked at the strengths applied to create that change just from one story per person. We had a whole list of strengths in the room, and that was a big spark that lit up in that group. And from there, we were able to go out on SALT visits, and really, they really had it. They really had the idea. So that launch, you know, only half a day with completely people who had no idea who we were, what we were doing. From the beginning to the end, something had shifted, really shifted. And now we see the potential that's coming from that. So there's really a lot of value, I think, in these launches and in using, if you have an invitation with a group of people who don't know SALT, it's a great opportunity to share it.